Greetings, gang. Happy lunch hour. All right. Couple of things here that I want to talk about. For anybody that still doesn't believe that some of the things that we've got going on are nefarious, to say the least, I'm going to give you a couple of things. The first one, real quick, but the second one's a little more important. There's a story coming out today out of Germany, okay, that they've taken it one step further in regards to being vaccinated. Couldn't use public transportation, couldn't get on the subway or anything of the sort if you hadn't been vaccinated. Okay, we've seen that in the States and other countries as well. Berlin has taken it one step further, and now people are not allowed into the subway stations at all unless they've been vaccinated. Okay, you think that's not a big deal. Anybody that lives in a city that's got a subway or anything of the sort like that knows one thing that you wind up dealing with in the subway stations. There's a lot of homeless down there. And the reason the homeless are down there is because it's warm and it's out of the weather. So what Berlin has basically done, and this goes into the World Economic Forum's idea of getting rid of useless eaters, is throwing the homeless out of a sheltered area and putting them out in the elements. You want to talk about that being crimes against humanity? I mean, sure, there's a lot of homeless people all over the world that are there because they have problems. There's also a lot of homeless people who are there because shit hit the fan for them and they couldn't get out. Okay. Germany's solution, we're gonna commandeer a restaurant, Berlin, okay, the Hofbrauhaus, where it's a daytime meeting place that 200 homeless people can get into. Now, knowing the size of Berlin, I gotta think there's more than 200 homeless in Berlin. So what about all the other thousands of people? Where are they gonna go? Just something that's food for thought. This is where politics is going. And somebody had asked in the video, or in the comments on this morning's video, now that Merkel's gone in Germany, is Scholz going to be better or worse? Scholz is an avowed leftist, okay? I mean, as I made a comment to him on there, Europe is doing a flip-flop. Western Europe is becoming more socialist and Eastern Europe is becoming more democratic. Somebody figured that one out. We've got the complete bass-ackwards way of what the Cold War was. That's just that. But the other one I want to talk about is the title of the video. There's a pill for that, right? Now, we've talked about before what happens when medicine isn't available. Have you figured out natural remedies and things like that, for whether it's, blood pressure or cholesterol or whatever. And as I said in a video the other day, too many people are like, no, I'm not going to give up my 2 Big Mac a day diet. Just give me cholesterol pills instead. And again, I will tell you all, like I've said many times, I'm on blood pressure medicine. Okay? Just full disclosure. Vivek Murthy, who is the U.S. Surgeon General, came out yesterday and issued a public health advisory on the mental health issues that children are facing because of the pandemic. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you this. In 2018, 13.9% of the U.S. public was on some sort of antidepressant medicine. Okay. In 2020, 11% of kids under age 12 were on antidepressants. Under age 12, and they've already got anxiety and depression issues. That was nearly a 5% jump from 2019. Okay. Why are we medicating children? I mean, seriously, depression and anxiety for a kid. I mean, how much anxiety can a kid have at age 10? Oh my God, I didn't do well on my math test. Now, I will say this, sure, there's kids that have anxiety. Where am I going to eat? Where am I going to sleep? What's going on? I'm not getting into abusive households or anything like that. I'm talking about in general. But if you're talking about 11% of the children in this country on antidepressants, and it's not because of the math test, are you going to tell me that 1 out of every 9 kids is in an abusive household who are worried about where their dinner's coming from or if they've got a warm place to sleep? I can't think so. Now, we always know it all comes back to money. I want to give you this. The companies that make the majority of antidepressant medicines, Allergan, AstraZeneca, Eli Lilly, GlaxoSmithKline, H. Lundbeck, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Merck, Sanofi, and Sun. Gee, I wonder how much money they're trying to figure out to make from the next thing. Murthy came out and said, we can't, how did he put it? Mental health challenges in children, adolescents, and young adults are real and they are widespread, but most importantly, they are treatable and often preventable. There's a pill for that. Okay. Are we trying to ramp up the profits? I mean, y'all know that there's an acronym disease for everything. I mean, put 3 letters together and it is something. You know, I'm not saying some of these things don't exist, you know, ADHD or whatever it is. Sure, that exists. But it is way too easy anymore for a doc. You know, gee, my son has a hard time concentrating in school. Look, he's got ADHD. I mean, that's literally what it is. Oh, you know, did you get the kid's eyes tested? Maybe they sit in the back of the classroom and they can't read the blackboard, and that's why they're not doing well or anything like that. You know, it's way too easy to give them a pill. And here we have the Surgeon General all but coming out and saying, medicate your kids. How many different ways are they trying to turn us into zombies? That's the thought I want to give you guys on this. All right. Look at the alternatives. You know, like I said, why is the kid not doing well in school? Maybe he does have ADHD. Maybe that's totally. Maybe he's got one of the other million acronym diseases out there. Totally possible. Okay. Maybe a second opinion. Maybe a lifestyle change is more what the kids need. But when the Surgeon General is talking about medicating more children, when we're already at 1 in 9 kids being doped up, where are we going? Just something I thought you guys might want to know, because a lot of us talk about our alternative medicines just in case. Maybe something, if you've got kids or grandkids, that the doctor is saying this, maybe looking into that a little bit deeper for your preps might be a good idea. As for me and Mrs. P, we're going toy shopping this afternoon. So I've got the appointment to drop off all the toys in the morning. I will show you guys what we have tomorrow. Have a good afternoon. Pinball out.